Hi, Sandra here again, and welcome to another episode of My Life and the Bible. Today, our topic is fear. What is fear to you? What is your description of fear? To me, fear is a crippling diagnosis. It's the thing that holds you in your tracks, the thing that prevents you from doing the things you ought to do, the things that you desire to do. Fear is the thing that makes you believe that other people are more qualified than you are. Fear is a thing that makes you feel inadequate for things that you know you are equipped for. What does fear do? It creates a state of mind that you have to achieve certain levels of success to be able to do what you need to do. Fear makes you believe that you have to have a certain amount of money or societal recognition to be able to do certain things. Fear is that thing to me that makes you think that others are better than you and what you feel like you want to do is not good enough. Fear will create excuses in your mind to the point where you justify it so much and talk yourself out of it. Fear is that thing that makes you lose sleep at night. Fear, for some people, can literally create a stomach ulcer. Every time you think about the thing you want to do, you are afraid. Guess what? 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For the Lord has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind." And sound mind in other Bible translations is self-discipline or self-control. Guess what? The Lord is telling us that He has not given us a spirit of fear. So if for whatever reason we have fear within us to do something, it simply means that it is the devil. It's not God. Yes. So, if nothing else, let us remember that the Lord does not give you fear. He gives you power, love, and a sound mind. Like I said, self-discipline, self-control. Fear creates in us a state of being irrational. It's like when a child is afraid of like bugs, right? You see how kids scream when they see bugs? It appears like they're looking at a lion, right? That is fear. That is fear. That is what it does. You become irrational because you fear something so hard. I'll tell you a story. I was so afraid of driving. Afraid. When I say afraid, I would cry if you told me to sit in the car and drive. Like, that is how bad it was. I was afraid of the freeways. To me, the cars felt like they were going at 160, 200 miles an hour in my head, okay? Now, that doesn't mean that they're not driving like that. If you live in Houston, you know what I mean. I digress. But I was so crippled by fear, by the spirit, let's call it a spirit of fear, that it did not allow me to see the benefits of being able to drive. Now, here I was starting out a new career. I needed to go to school. I needed to go to work. I needed to be able to drop my kids to and from school and do school activities. I had so many things that would have been a benefit for me being able to drive. But because I was so afraid, I couldn't see it. And guess what the devil did? He threw something else in the wrenches. We had a car accident one time. My husband and I were driving and we had a car accident. We were at the stop sign and somebody hit us from the back. That took my fear from, if I was at 65%, this put me right at 102%. Yeah, now you really couldn't tell me about driving. I didn't want to hear it because there was nothing you were going to tell me about being on a road in a car behind a wheel that did not involve an accident. So I slowly would try to come out of it, but then the fear would overwhelm me. And then I had so many people, some people mean well, but for the most part, people mean well. But there are people who would try to shame me for not being able to drive. But it was a fear I had. Now, it was a genuine fear. But was it something I could conquer? Yes. Many people have been able to conquer bigger fears, right? So I woke up one morning and I decided I was going to do it. I went to driving school. I took myself, my husband didn't take me. I woke up one morning and actually went to driving school. I asked him to find me a place. I went to driving school and I learned how to drive. This is funny. I learned to drive in the rain. Who drives in the rain? So they put me on the road and that's the day it decided to pour. Like the heavens opened up and all the rain came down. That's how I was driving. So I can tell you for sure one thing I can do is drive in the rain. But anyway, I then conquered that, right? I started to conquer the fear. And I was upfront with a driving instructor. I told him, listen, I am afraid of the freeway. The roads in this country are too big, too wide, and everyone has a car, and the whole world is out driving. And I need to conquer that fear. And he told me, don't worry. I remember it was an elderly gentleman from the Caribbeans. Spoke with his very beautiful Caribbean accent and told me not to worry about it. He said he'll teach me how to drive. Okay, let's do this. So I learned. He started teaching me how to drive. And part of me doing that was, if I did it with my husband, I would probably stay afraid. And because he knew I was afraid, he was going to be lenient with me and wouldn't let me actually make the leap. Because every time I panic, he'll say, okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay? But you see, I paid for the driving myself. I was like, I better get my money's worth from this, right? I then proceeded to start driving. And let me tell you, as life will have it, things play out a certain way. I started by making small steps. At the time I had gone back to school, I started driving to school. I would drive to, my school wasn't too far. I would drive there and drive back home. Drive to that school and drive back home, probably about 10 minutes away from the house. Then I had to transfer to go to the university where I was doing my program. So then that was an even bigger drive because I had to go to the medical center. I was never going to do that, okay? Let's be clear. So I drove to the park and ride, and I took the bus from the park and ride to the medical center. For those of you that live in Houston, it would make sense because you know the traffic and then you know the medical center, lots of cars, parking, all of that excitement. It's not something you do when you can barely drive. Let me say it like that, okay? So I mastered that. And it was the most hilarious thing as I told people about my driving journey, because I guess I made light of it. It was what it was, right? So it was funny. Even now when I say it out loud, it's hilarious, because I would drive on the feeder because I was afraid to get on the freeway. But even on the feeder, I was not focusing on the road because I was worried about the freeway. Do you see what fear does? You're focusing on something that's not even in your view, instead of focusing on where you're going. So I was worried about the cars flying on the freeway, thinking they're going to get off the freeway and fall down on me on the feeder and kill me and leave my little two babies and my husband. Do you see? Fear. Unnecessary, irrational. But that is what fear will do. Long story short, I have conquered those fears. Okay? I drive in the snow. I have driven in the snow. I drive in the rain. I drive out of state. I drive to the medical center back and forth. Yeah, conquered. Okay? Conquered. So I say all this to say that the Lord hasn't given us a spirit of fear. And whatever it is that you want to do, I want you to understand that there is more benefit, more good that comes out from achieving your goal than from sitting on this other end of it because of fear. There is more that you can benefit. There is more that you're not able to see because fear obstructs it. It's an obstruction. It creates a wall that prevents you from seeing the benefits of where you're going, of how others can benefit from that which you want to do. So today I'm encouraging you, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you believe in God for, go back to God with this word and say, God, you have told me that you do not give us the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. And because of that, I come against the spirit of fear that is preventing me from doing A, B, C, D. Therefore, God, I pray that you will give me the boldness and the audacity and the bravery to do that which you have told me to do, that which you have called me to do, and that which I desire to do, that I can be able to make an impactful life, that I can live a meaningful and impactful life on this earth. Now, I don't know where this finds you. I don't know at what stage you are in your life. But if for whatever reason fear has caused you to feel like you are not able to achieve the things you want to achieve, don't take my word for it. The Bible says it clearly that the Lord does not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. Take that, run with it, and conquer the world. I love you dearly, and until next time, God bless you.